Okay, let's dive right in because, wow, you are absolutely not going to believe the chaos that went down this week in wrestling.
No kidding. Where do we even
All
start?
right. So, King Frenchie, probably still, celebrating his big win, gets jumped in the parking lot.
And the attacker?
None other than Fingers. But wait, he's dressed head to toe as the Jabberwocky.
Oh, okay. So the big question right off the bat.
Was Fingers the Jabberwocky this whole time? Was this whole thing some secret plot to get back to the top?
It certainly makes you rethink everything we thought we knew about both characters.
Seriously. And that's just like the first crazy thing we need to unpack today. This week was nuts.
Yeah, the ripple effect from just that one incident is huge. It messes with the title picture. We've got these bizarre character moments popping up. It's just wildly unpredictable right now.
Exactly. So we've looked through all the material, the broadcasts like Me and the Boys Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And our plan here for you listening isn't just to recap. We're going to try and figure out the why. What does all this madness actually mean?
Absolutely. Connecting the dots, finding the strategy behind the chaos. That's the goal.
So let's start with that jaw dropper, the Jabberwocky unmasked. It's Fingers.
Right. Frenchie, fresh off winning Monarch Madness, gets blindsided. And the commentary team called it immediately. No doubt that was Fingers under the mask.
Which, okay, raises so many questions like, how did Fingers know Frenchie would be there?
And maybe even more critical, how did he know about the referee being paid off in the Frenchie versus Nash match? That's inside info.
Uh-huh. And suddenly, the fact that Fingers and the Jabberwocky were never booked on the same show?
It clicks.
Right.
It wasn't just scheduling, it was the same guy.
Mind blown. It just makes a weird kind of sense now.
And think about the upcoming rematch, Frenchie and Sweet Scott Nash for the crown. This attack adds this whole other layer. It's not just a wrestling match anymore.
It feels personal, like targeted revenge from Fingers.
Okay.
But okay, the weirdness doesn't stop there. Let's shift to NXT.
Ah, yes, NXT. Were they supposed to be?
That's what everyone thought. The commentary kept saying the faction wars were over, NXT was basically finished.
And yet, Buzzsaw Butcher attacks Torch. During Torch's match with Tebow, no less, just out of nowhere.
Totally blindsided everyone. The announcers were literally saying NXT had lost their minds.
So much for the end of that storyline.
Yeah.
What do you think is driving Buzzsaw here? Is this just frustration boiling over?
Could be. Maybe trying to stay relevant. And it's interesting, King Slick just got released, right?
That's a key piece of context. Roster changes often shake things up. Maybe Buzzsaw feels like he's being left behind or sees an opportunity, now Slick's gone.
Yeah, maybe lashing out because of that. It definitely shows how backstage stuff can spill out into the ring.
For sure. That internal friction, or maybe just Buzzsaw deciding to make his own waves now, it adds a layer of intrigue to NXT's future, or lack thereof.
Definitely something to watch. Okay, let's switch gears.
What?
Sweet Death versus Victoria Ventura.
Now, this one had a cool backstory.
Right. Victoria got this shot basically because her entrance music blew up online, became super popular.
Which is fascinating, isn't it? How fan energy can actually, influence the booking. They almost had to give her this match.
And they put stakes on it, too. If Victoria won, she got a title shot.
Big opportunity.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a walk in the park for Sweet Death either.
No way. It got brutal. Trash cams involved. I think Sweet Death even ended up in the garbage at one point.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Real hardcore feel to it.
But in the end, Sweet Death, the veteran power, she gets the win. Hit that Kairi Sane elbow drop.
Still, you got to give props to Victoria. She hung in there against a top competitor, all because the fans got behind her theme song. Pretty cool story.
Absolutely. Okay. Brace yourself. We need to talk about Killjoy.
Oh, boy. Where do we even start with Killjoy? Always expect the unexpected. And the unsettling?
So he's supposed to wrestle JJ DeBoss. Standard enough, right?
Wrong. Instead, his opponent is someone dressed as a clown version of JJ DeBoss.
A clown? Just what? What? Why?
Who knows? It's Killjoy's world. We're just trying to understand it. It's that kind of booking that just makes you shake your head.
And then, because that wasn't weird enough, Angelo King runs in.
Ah, Angelo. He's got history with Killjoy.
Right. Runs in, attacks Killjoy, causes a DQ.
So Killjoy wins by DQ over a clown version of JJ DeBoss after being attacked by Angelo King. Perfect sense.
The commentators were losing it. Calling Killjoy a maniac, just weird.
Can you blame them? And those rumors about him and Elvis Viscera, whatever that means, just add to the whole bizarre package.
He's just pure, violent unpredictability.
But here's the kicker. Angelo King Despite causing the DQ, despite losing to Killjoy before, he's now somehow in the main title picture.
Get outer here. Seriously.
Apparently, it suggests that in this environment, maybe just being notorious, being disruptive, even if you lose, gets you noticed, gets you opportunities.
That's a message. Wow. Okay, Killjoy remains an absolute enigma. Let's move to something slightly more structured, maybe. The six-lady Iron Woman bat cell match.
Structured chaos, maybe.
Yeah.
6 women, Iron Woman rules, inside a cell with bats.
Yeah. Recipe for mayhem. We had Selena Snow, Kimberly Taylor, Lady Strange, Queen Orai, Mishizna, all locked in.
An Iron Woman match is tough enough. Most falls in the time limit wins. Add the cell, add the bats.
Yeah.
You expect fireworks.
But what was really surprising, for a long time, 0 falls.
Right. Despite the weapons, despite 6 competitors desperate for the win, nobody could get a pin or submission for ages.
Speaks volumes about their toughness, really. But then the time runs out.
And the result? A draw. 0 falls for anyone.
After all that brutality. A draw.
Well, you can't leave it like that.
Nope. So rematch next week, and they're upping the ante.
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber. That is going to be absolutely brutal. No way that ends in a draw.
Definitely raises the stakes even higher. Someone's walking out the definitive winner there.
Can't wait for that one. Okay, quick hit here. Murs Frazier versus T-Wright.
Interesting matchup. Murs, former tag champ, trying to make it as a singles guy.
And T-Wright, this was only his second match.
Yeah, very new, which is why the result was pretty surprising.
T-Wright gets the win.
And apparently dominated. The commentary team was really taken aback by how strong he looked.
Wow. Okay, so maybe keep an eye on T-Wright. That's a big win early in his run.
Definitely shakes things up a bit in the mid-card. Tough loss for Murs, though. Trying to build that singles momentum.
Yeah, setback for him. All right, let's get to the main event. King Frenchie, Sweet Scott Nash, ladder match for the crown.
Doesn't get much bigger than that. Ladder match for the championship or, the crown. Always high stakes. Always dangerous.
Plus, you had Miss Elizabeth and Kevin Hall involved at ringside, adding to the chaos.
Oh, yeah. Ladders flying, people falling off ladders. It was exactly the kind of intense brawl you'd expect.
And that stipulation, if Frenchie won, Nash had to make a video admitting Frenchie is the king.
Oof. That's just rubbing salt in the wound. Major bragging rights on the line there, beyond just the crown itself.
Nash threw everything he had at Frenchie, took some nasty falls too, but somehow...
Frenchie did it. Climbed the ladder, grabbed the crown, still the king.
Incredible resilience, especially after getting jumped by fingers earlier.
Absolutely. Retaining under those circumstances, winning that brutal ladder match, Frenchie really earned it. And now Nash has to eat crow, basically.
That video is going to be awkward. Okay, one more huge event from the night. Just when you think it's over.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble for the vacant cash-in satchel. Money in the Bank is back on the table.
Huge implications. Winner gets that title shot whenever they want it.
And the lineup for this Rumble, I mean, it was stacked. You had Primetime P&J.
Anton Zeip was in there.
Gale, Dim, Spitz, Gordon McDonald, Road Pig.
Buzzsaw Butcher, though he didn't last long. We'll get to that.
Right. DMP, Angelo King, Cody Harris, Holden Rhodes.
Oh, and Richie Mills doing his J Omega thing.
Hunter S. Mustache, Dion Cameron. A real mix of names.
And surprises, too.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Buzzsaw Butcher, after attacking Torch earlier, gets tossed out super quick. Payback, maybe.
Could be. Someone wasn't happy with his earlier actions. And then Killjoy.
Of course. He wasn't even in the match officially.
Just shows up, does Killjoy things, causes chaos. You just can't script this stuff.
You really can't.
Yeah.
But through all the madness, all the surprise entries and quick exits, one man stood tall at the end.
Cody Harris. Cody Harris wins the Money in the Bank satchel.
That is massive.
Yeah.
Instantly makes him a major player, a constant threat to whoever holds the top title.
He's got the golden ticket now. The question is when, where, and who.
Exactly. That briefcase adds so much intrigue going forward.
Okay. Let's try and wrap our heads around this insane week. Key takeaways.
Well, number one has to be Fingers being the Jabberwocky. That changes past events and future possibilities drastically.
Definitely. Then there's NXG, still unstable, still aggressive. What's their deal?
Yeah, the Buzzsaw situation is far from resolved. The ladies' match, that brutal draw leading to the Elimination Chamber, huge implications there.
Frenchie hanging onto his crown against all odds. And, of course, Cody Harris winning Money in the Bank.
It all feels connected, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like all these separate chaotic events are building toward something bigger.
It really does. Which leads to the big question, the thing for you to think about.
With Fingers' true colors shown and Cody Harris holding that guaranteed shot, how does the power structure shift now?
Exactly. What kind of weird alliances might pop up? What new rivalries are we about to see explode?
Because after a week like this, you just know things are about to get even crazier.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Keep watching, because honestly, who knows what happens next? It feels like anything is possible right now.